This is Virginia Roots, a journey through traditional crafts, where we visit artists and craftspeople all over the Commonwealth to learn more about how they're keeping traditions alive through their art. Next, we meet artist Yvonne Gourd to learn how her interest in the art of her native tribe, the Pamunkey, inspires her to create amazing art with gourds. She is inspired by native design, nature, pottery, and historical designs. Gourds have been cultivated and grown by people all over the world and are believed to have originated in Africa and Asia, especially the bottle gourd, which served as a kind of natural water bottle. Related to squash and pumpkin, gourds were used as containers, utensils like spoons, and even musical instruments. Pamunkey artist Yvonne Gourd has spent decades perfecting her art.
Gourds have been on this planet for thousands of years in all continents. There have been many uses. They took reed and they would wrap the reed around the gourd and they'd carry it for water.
Yvonne Gourd grew up immersed in life on the Pamunkey Reservation and remembers having to clean gourds to be used as birdhouses. But it wasn't until she traveled to Arizona and began to learn about native gourd artists that she started learning her craft.
So we went out there 20-some years ago. I noticed the art of the gourd and I'm like, wow, look at this stuff. I knew about gourds, I cleaned gourds. As far as I knew, on the reservation they put a hole in a kettle gourd, shook out the seeds and then sold them. But then I saw where they were cutting them, cleaning them, and I said, I can do that. Well, when I started, I wasn't all that good. So I said, I better knock it down a little bit, and I started out doing snowmen and Santa Clauses. And as time went on, I just got better and better. So I think I might have something here. I rarely order gourds online. I like to pick out my own. And we went to some of the gourd farms, and they have a longer drying time. So I started getting the gourds from them. I go and I'll pick them out, and I may spend a couple $100 or more, and then we'll haul them back. But I feel that I have more of a connection with the gourds I pick out.
Yvonne uses a lot of tools that you might find on any workbench, including sandpaper, knives, and even power tools, as well as paintbrushes in many sizes. She mostly learned how to use them by trial and error and by asking other gourd artists across the country for help. Over time, she's learned what kind of inks, paints, and glazes work best.
One of my most important tools is the Dremel. Cannot live without it, this Dremel. You have different ones that work better than others. I have different gourd masks when I carve. These are vital because you don't want to breathe in the dust. When I carve, I use my vacuum to suck up the dust. This is memory ink. I use it all the time and it lasts a long time. When you wood burn, you want to put your mask on. I'm just going to do this line. Have to go back and darken these lines up because when you wood burn, you can always go darker. You really can't go lighter.
Yvonne finds inspiration in nature and from photos she finds online.
A lot of times I'll take a image, and from that image, I try to create my own way. But I try to go back hundreds of years, and it's amazing what the designs that were done back then. I like to draw it from other natives. I like to draw it from pottery. Pottery is one of my big things that I like to look at. And it's amazing to me what these people came up with years ago from nothing. Because it's not like they had Hobby Lobby or Michael's. They had to do everything from hand.
Some of her inspiration comes from her Pamunkey native heritage. But as a working artist, she also looks to the world around her to create objects that customers will buy.
I go to markets and I go to art markets and I sell. So when I go to art markets, I have to have a variety. So I've always mixed the native portion in with the birds and the butterflies and dragonflies. I've done tons of those, and they say, I saw you at the market, I didn't get it then. Do you still have it? No, it's sold. Can you do me another one? And this is one that I've done. So then I'll do 3. Some of them I've done, I won't do anymore because I feel like I've done enough of them.
In addition to selling her work at craft shows, Yvonne's gourds can be found for sale on the reservation at the Pamunkey Indian Tribe Museum and Cultural Center, which shows a continuation of this ancient art for a modern audience.